Hello YouTube, welcome back to We Are Racing. This is part 4 of our Birkin build, and for this episode what we're going to do is we're going to focus on some of the water fitment of this motor. This of course is the Toyota 4AGE 20 valve 1600 motor, and what we're going to fit to this is what's referred to as a reverse water kit. Supplied to us courtesy of Wayne Sylvester. Thank you so much, Wayne, shout out to you. If you guys need this kit, let us know and we can certainly organize one for you from Wayne and his contacts. Saying that this is a reverse water kit is a little bit of a misnomer, I think, and more refers to the way in which we're going to use the water pump, as well as the direction that the water is going to flow through the radiator. It is not exactly the same as what we did from the factory motor, and we'll explain more about that as we go ahead. What we've also done is, courtesy of Wayne, thanks a stack, we've got this little mounting stand, which is probably going to go over here somewhere. I don't exactly know yet what the placement of this hook is going to be, and we had to go and purchase a Volkswagen VW water reservoir. And this of course, oh geez, okay, I hope you can see it there. This of course goes onto this little stand over here and is the overflow as well as purge tank for this particular kit. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Let's get stuck into this. Right, in part 1 of the Birkin build, we covered what we've done so far, and amongst other things what we did is we chatted about this little problem over here where the stainless steel exhaust system, the branches, actually has 2 holes on the end over here. I can't imagine why, maybe for 2 different fitment styles, because if you put it there it changes the complete setup of the exhaust manifold over here. We will need to cut this off a little bit. I'm going to go and mark it out right now, because what we need to do is this little blank off plate needs to then go here where the return to the radiator used to actually sit. This return is now being moved to the other side of the motor, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Right, just to explain this ever so slightly a little bit more. So this is going to be the blank off plate that's going to go in front of this port here, which is the return to the radiator, in other words to the top of the radiator. And then of course on the normal motor you would have had the bottom of the radiator coming to this port over here, which we're also going to blank off and move to the other side of the motor. So effectively it's exactly the same end result. We're just moving this input and output port to the other side of the motor where it is away from our stainless steel branches, which of course carries a lot of heat, and we are concerned about the amount of heat that we're going to put into the water. So this is the unit we installed in place of the thermostat housing. Beautifully machined aluminum little block. Water temperature sensors fits into those 2 holes absolutely perfectly. It's the same ones that came off the original car. So they just screw in and they fit perfectly where they're supposed to fit. We are obviously going to come back before we do final assembly and put some gasket maker on these things, maybe put in some proper gaskets if we can find them, and make sure that there are no water leaks down the line somewhere. But let's look at all the space that this has created for us, where we can now actually start doing other things. An engine compartment that is already pushed for space. And this of course the unit that we took off there. On the right hand side there in the little hole you can see that's where the original thermostat actually lived. And this is where the heater pipes would normally connect to the motor. And before we knew that we were going to fit this reverse water kit, we actually went ahead and just looped that to make sure that they blocked off, because that's effectively what would happen. It would just go from here through a little radiator and introduce heat into the engine cabin. Okay, let's do a quick little update. We had to remove the throttle bodies to be able to get to the adapter that normally goes in between here and the water pump. And that will be replaced by this yoke over here, for which we're going to need longer bolts, because it's got a spacer on so that it can actually clear the throttle bodies. What we also figured out is that we're going to have to fit the throttle bodies and tie them down before we can go on and chuck this yoke on there. So it looks like we're a little bit stuck for tonight, and we're not really going to be able to continue with this. Right, and this yet again confirms why we test fit stuff. If you look at the front over here, that's now effectively going to be the water return line. I stand to be corrected on that. That's coming out there, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. And also, at the bottom, the screws that are currently in there, the bolts, the nuts that are currently in there, are way too short, so I'll need to get longer ones to be able to fit that, and we unfortunately don't have, so we're going to have to go and purchase a few. And as you probably noticed from the time-lapse video, I hope I started the video, the throttle bodies had to come off for us to be able to fit these things, or to get the other one off, and then the throttle bodies had to go back for this thing to go back first. So it's up and down, it's a disassemble and reassemble all of the time, and this is why we test fit stuff until absolutely everything is on the car and we know exactly where the stuff's going to go. That's brought our build for tonight to a grinding halt, because we are stuck. We need bolts, we need to know how. I've arranged with Wayne to make a turn at his place and go and look at how they've actually assembled the stuff, take lots of pictures, and then we'll be back to continue the water installation. On that disappointment, it's going to be a wrap for this video, for part 4 of our Birkin build. We're going to have to go and find additional spares, bolts, brackets, all kinds of things to be able to finish this. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, please like the video, comment, share your thoughts and ideas with us. We would really appreciate that. If you have any input, do so. Please contact us. We would really appreciate it. Remember, you've got our promise that we will answer and respond to every single message. I think that's more or less it. Apologies for the shorter video than normal, and always remember, life is too short to drive boring cars.